Hi, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to do a revisit of the Panda box of notelets that I did. I'll link it in the description below. I did like a monochrome set of Panda notelets, and I said I was going to revisit it for Valentine's Day because I didn't really go into much detail with it. So it's changed quite a bit, but it's still a set of Panda notelets, and they're in a little handbag style gift bag. So what you're going to need for this one is I'm going to use a little bit of this gold glitter tinsel stuff. I'm also, for the tag, I'm using Berry Burst, some gold foil paper and Whisper White with the Love You stamp from the Party Pandas set printed all over in Berry Burst, and they're just going to be layered together for the front of the little bag. The bag itself is going to be made using a piece of Whisper White, which is measuring 6 inches by 10 inches. And we'll go into where the scoring is done in a minute. And then there's going to be a little strap, which is a piece of powder pink, which is 1/2 inch by 12 inches. So we also need for the bag these 4 pieces, which are 2 7/8 by 3 3/8. So that's 2 pieces that measure that, and then 2 pieces that measure 3/4 inch by 3 3/8. There for the sort of over the top panels. For the cards themselves, I've done them a little bit of an unusual size, and I'm not sure why, but anyway, they are measuring 3.5 by 6, and they're going to fold over, so they're not going to fold side to side, they're going to be a 10th fold. So we need 4 of those. I don't know why I've got 5, but and then we need 4 panels of the DSP again, which measure 2.5 by 3. And then I've got 4 panels of gold foil, which measure 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I've got 4 pieces of Whisper White, which measure 2.5 by 2 1/2. And then I've stamped the panda with the Love You across it using Berry Burst ink onto powder pink cardstock. And then I've fussy cut that, fastened it with a dimensional to some foil, and then fussy cut around the foil. These pandas are so easy to fussy cut around, so you know there isn't a stamp or a punch that goes with them, a die or a punch that goes with them, but you don't really need one because they're just so easy to cut around. Excuse me, I'm trying to drink more, so I'm drinking while I'm talking. Right, so for the box then, we'll start off making the box. We want to be scoring on the long side at 1, 2, 5.5 and 6.5. And on the short side, we want to be scoring at 1 and 5 right the way down. Our box is going to go like this. It's a very simple bag effect box. So we just need to cut out these 2 squares here. So they're going to be cut away. Don't notch in or anything, just cut them out. It's more of a box than a bag, this, but just to give it a little Valentine's touch. I mean, this box has got 4 Valentine's cards in it. Just cut up the 2 score lines in the middle on each side, and you can just notch those in if you want to. I'm going to notch this one in as well, but I'm not going to touch the front one. Okay, so yeah, it's got 4 Valentine's cards in, so it's for somebody who's got a few people to send them to. Nowadays that's not unusual, is it? People send them to their friends, they send them to their kids, their parents, everybody. Gone are the days when Valentine's Day was the time for single people to send secret messages of love to somebody they were besotted with. Now it's like Valentine's Day is for married people or people who are already in a couple. It's lost its meaning altogether. So then just burnish all your score lines. I suppose now it's just a day of love, but it did used to be the day when single people made a move on their object to their desires. I think the first Valentine card was sent by some prince or something. He was imprisoned, or I don't know, something like that. I seem to remember that story. So that's it really for your little bag. All you're going to do now is just fasten it together. So I'm just going to put some glue on each of these panels. These two internal sort of panels. I'll just bring the back forward and fasten that on. And then I'm just going to glue up the whole of the front panels. I should really have put my DSP panels on first because it's going to be a whole lot more difficult now. But never mind. And then just get that nice and square. You should be able to reach in with your fingers, but if not, just use your bone folder. Get that nice and square. To give it a little bit more of a bag feel, you could just give it a little squeeze at the sides, just to give it some shape. It'll be fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip off. I'm just going to mark in ½ inch. I'm just going to snip off those edges there. Just going to make it just to make it feel a little bit more like a bag rather than just a box. And then of course you need to attach your strap, so that's going to come in like this and come out the side and go on the other side. So I'm going to put some glue in there, on there. Put plenty of it into the bag as well. Pop that in there, hold it down for a second. Just try to get it into the centre, as central as possible, and then the other side just the same. Try and make it kind of balance out. And then that's going to fasten okay between the handles. Okay, and now, even though I should have done this first, I've left it till I'm just going to pop this DSP. It's a shame to cover up the gold foiling, but I like the there we are. I'm not going to put a closure on it, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some of this, and I'm just going to thread it through that sentiment. Okay, so that's a cute little bag. I'm not going to do that just yet, so I'll leave that while that's drying. You want to just also if you want to give things a little bit of a push, you know, just to make sure they're really well adhered, is to just use your bone folder. Okay, just make sure everything's well fastened down. Right, so I'm going to leave that to one side now and do the cards. The cards are easy, it's not rocket science. All we're going to do, whoops, is we're just going to fold the cards in half. Burnish them. Just a horrible feeling that wasn't big enough then. So fold them in half, burnish the score line, I did say, yeah, I've told you the measurements of the cards, haven't I, at the beginning. 3.5 by 6, and of course I don't need to tell you that we're folding along the 6-inch side, not the 3.5 inch. And then these little white panels are just to go in to be written on. And what I'm going to do, we don't have a fancy corner edger or anything from Stampin' Up, because I do use Stampin' Up stuff mostly. I'm just going to use this little woodware one, which I really love, and I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back of that, and that just gives us something to write on inside. Okay, and then how we're going to assemble is we're going to use the foil. I'm going to also just edge that off, do the corners of that. You can use any corner rounding punch you have, or just leave them as they are, or snip the edges off, or use another punch just to take a nick off the edges. Oops, made a bit of a mess. And pop your foil on there. And then the DSP. Oops. Just going to do that as well. Corner that. And then I'm just going to pop that on. I mean, you could do a couple with the heart side showing and a couple with the other side showing if you want. I'm just going to make mine identical. And then all I'm going to do with my little panda guy is I'm just going to stick him on with a couple of dimensionals. And these might not be elaborate enough to send to the one you love, but if you've got a kid who wants to send a few to friends at school, or if you've got, you know, you just want to send them to your own friends, or to your, you know, just anyone really, then they're just so cute. And then my cards, obviously I need envelopes for these cards as well, and I'm going to make those just white envelopes, and they'll go in there with the cards. See, cards will fit nicely in there, and then the tag can go on. Like so, and there you have it, a lovely little handbag of Valentine's cards. How sweet is that? So you can pass on the love. Okay, a lovely little gift to give, like I say, to give a little girl to send out to her little friends, or you know, a teenage girl even. It's a really lovely gift. Love it. So thanks for joining me, and tomorrow I've got a framed project. I don't think I've even done a framed project before on tutorials, but yeah, tomorrow I've got a framed papercraft project that you can give to somebody who you love. Let me just zoom you in a little bit so you can see this better. So pretty. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.